What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rosie Wrestling. My name is Safe.
And I'm Massa.
And this is another edition of Views from Rosie. Unfortunately, our raw views from Rosie, there was a lot of problems post-production, so we couldn't get that for you guys up in time. So obviously we'll be back with the raw views from Rosie starting next week, so we would like to apologize. But we're here reviewing Smackdown with our usual 3 talking points, and let's just go straight into this. Our first talking point has to do with the opening segment, which had to do with Bryan and Big Cass. And basically what happened was there was a interview with Renee Young and Daniel Bryan. Big Cass comes out, and they're just kind of continuing their feud. Probably going to culminate at Money in the Bank. I know Samoa Joe and Big Cass have a match next week, but I think Daniel Bryan could get involved in some capacity.
Right, and that one's also a qualifying match for the Money in the Bank. My money's on Joe, because I think that this feud between Bryan and Big Cass, and even, like, I would be okay with later down the line, Joe and Big Cass. I feel like that would also be a good...
but they're both heels, too, so
yeah,
I don't
that's
think the
true.
dynamics are, work completely. But what did you actually think of this segment? What did you think of Bryan actually beating up Big Cass? Did it make Big Cass look weak?
See, this is what I think. I think that, Big Cass on the mic recently has been fire. I think that, he gets the upper hand on the mic, but right when it comes to the actual wrestling part, it feels like, not Big Cass in general, but just like, WWE's kind of making him choke up. He kind of got beat up by Daniel Bryan, which I feel like just kind of brings his integrity just a little bit down. I feel like if he's gonna get beat up, I feel like it needs to be at a big match. And he does need some offense. And, he has gotten the upper hand before, but I feel like him coming out, getting, beat down by Daniel Bryan at this SmackDown, I don't think it did very much.
I think the most logical thing to do is actually have Big Cass beat Daniel Bryan completely clean at the next pay-per-view, because we've seen, Daniel Bryan, he took that loss against Rusev. If he takes that loss against Big Cass, people start wanting to see him win again, and then you could build up something with Daniel Bryan winning the WWE title down the line. But I think that will make Big Cass look good. Like you said on the mic, he's improved a lot. I think he still should tone down a little bit of the hokiness on the mic and be more of a badass type character. But overall, I was happy with this segment. I didn't think it made Big Cass look weak, because I do think it's gonna lead to a Big Cass win.
See, I hope so, but the thing with WWE is you never know what's gonna happen. Sometimes it seems like the most predictable thing and the right thing to do, but they don't always do that. So that's why I always try to think like in WWE's perspective, because I know they're not always gonna do the right thing.
Yeah, and me wanting Big Cass to beat Daniel Bryan is not because I'm some big Cass fan, but it's because I want there to be a story for Daniel Bryan to actually win the WWE title. Where maybe, he's kind of doubting himself. He's rusty. He hasn't wrestled in a while. So, yeah, I think it would make for a pretty good story. But now moving on to our second talking point, which was the first match of the night. New Day versus The Bar. The winning team would have one of the members enter the Money in the Bank qualifying match. What did you think of this match, and what did you think of the result?
I thought, it was cool that we had Miz on commentary, who actually was putting the guys over, which I thought was a little bit strange because he is a heel. And I thought that, New Day was a good choice to win, because I know that they're probably going to be pushing Big E soon. I heard about that. But I thought this was a fun match. Again, these guys are... I say this almost every single video. These guys are so talented. And I kind of did want to see maybe like the Bar win. I think that, I want to see Cesaro and Sheamus, or especially Cesaro, kind of get a singles push, but I'm okay with the New Day winning. It's cool that they didn't tell us who the member is, because again, we still have a few weeks left, and let that culminate a little bit. I personally don't want this to cause the New Day to have some friction or breakup, because I think they're just so good together. And, even if one of them goes into the Money in the Bank or has like a singles run, they can still be by that person's side.
Look at like DX or the NWO or those those stables. They didn't have to do everything as like a tag team. There was like different things that they could do. I think Big E would probably be the most logical choice, because I think they're gonna go for pushing him. But any of these 3 would work in the Money in the Bank match. But yeah, this was a fun match. It was a little bit sloppy at times, but I still thought it was a pretty good match. And like I said, any 3 of these guys would work.
So for our last talking point, we have the main event of the show, and it's AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And the winner gets to pick the stipulation for their Money in the Bank match. And I thought that they gave this match a decent amount of time when I was looking at it, because we didn't watch it live. I was really surprised with the amount of time that they were actually given. What did you think about this match in general, and what did you think about, the shenanigans in it?
I don't think it was as good as the match at Backlash. However, I do think, they're slowly... there's been a lot of improvement since that match at WrestleMania. That match that we choose to forget. So by the time that Money in the Bank rolls around, I think they're actually going to give us a really good match. And I thought... I popped hard when Shin did the whole Eddie Guerrero shtick.
I loved it.
Where he pretended like he got hit in the balls. I thought that was hilarious. However, Shinsuke gets the clean victory here. Kind of clean, I guess. You can't really say it's super clean because he did, fake an injury and it distracted AJ. But overall, I hope this doesn't mean that Shin is going to lose that Money in the Bank. Because I feel like, AJ losing twice would be a little bit much. So, I don't know. I feel like I fear that it's going to go that AJ is going to retain again.
I really hope that doesn't happen because, AJ, this reign has improved because of this whole Shinsuke situation, but I feel like it's time for a new champion. It's time to see the heel dynamic.
Yeah, you've been building up Shinsuke for so long. I think they need to pull the trigger.
And evil Shinsuke gives me life. He's amazing.
So that's it for the SmackDown review. I thought this was a pretty fun SmackDown. We saw the debut of Andrade Cien Almas. We saw Becky Lynch qualify for the Money in the Bank. We saw some pretty good segments all around. No complaints, honestly, from the SmackDown. It was, I think, a pretty good show.
I thought it was better than Raw.
For sure, and I think, maybe the writing isn't there yet, but the roster is just really packed on SmackDown, so it's bound to improve.
I was actually really surprised that we didn't see Jeff Hardy. I heard he was in a dark match, and there are rumors that he's actually injured.
Yeah, so hopefully he's okay, because he's a U.S. champion. He's having a pretty good run, and the U.S. title needs a good run. We haven't had a good U.S. title run in a while. But tell us what you guys thought of SmackDown in the comment section below.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Rosie Wrestling, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye!